Sometimes when I'm talking to people and, the question is always, "Well, what do you do for small businesses?" I try to help them with their money, and I feel like people maybe take the wrong viewpoint on that, where it's thinking money, money, it's not all about the money, and you're right, but what the money does is it allows you to do whatever you wanna do with your personal life. It's about having that tool. Money is a tool,
Yeah.
and it's there for you to use to get out of life whatever you want, whether that is putting your kids through college or buying new cars or going on vacations, whatever it means for you personally, that is what everybody needs. That's something we all have in common is we have to have money to do it, right?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up because I think in our culture we tend to devalue money like only, you know, evil self-centered people care about money. And the fact is
Yeah.
you cannot live a good life without money. I mean, that's just the reality.
That is the reality, whether we like it or not, that's always been the reality, and it's not gonna change even if we start using Bitcoin for currency all the time, right? It's still that same concept of you still need it for survival, and it's funny because I was looking through some of your interviews for your podcast, and I love how you talk about your thing is transformation, right? And that's kinda how I see myself is I am here to help businesses transform into what they need to be so people can have in their lives what they wanna have. And it's important to me because I've been through several personal financial transformations, as I'm sure we all have at some point in our lives. And it always came down to okay, this is where I am, but this is where I want to be or need to be. How am I going to get there? And the first place I always had to start and go back to is, well, I need the money to do that.
Yeah,
So it's it I'm just kind of carrying forward that philosophy from a business standpoint.
exactly. Because it's great to have passion for what you do, because I certainly do, and I know you do. And at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being paid well for that expertise,
No, there is
passion,
not.
your role. Yeah.
Sometimes occasionally I do run into those people. I had someone who was potentially going to be a client, but the big question was, well, can I just work with you by the hour? And no, you can't. There's been a lot of years I've spent doing this, a lot of behind the scenes work, and it's the value. I'm trying to bring people value, right? I'm not just another employee,
Yes, and
which
I think the danger too with hourly, at least in my profession, I feel like people think maybe you're just padding. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like
right.
danger in
Yeah,
that too.
right.
Um, Whereas, like for me, I like a project price. It's just
Y
easier. Here's what
right.
it's going to give you. Here's what I'm
Exactly.
going to deliver. Here's what it costs, and it's similar with what you do. It
Similar
sounds like.
with what I do.